Hey, Margaret. It's so
Hey,
good to talk with
Maaike.
you today.
Thank you for having me with you.
You're welcome. It's Friday. I always like to have Friday with friends, and it's like fun Friday with friends. So it's like that's how we connect more. And I was listening today to something, and it's like our cortisol spikes, right, when we're stressed. And then what we are really craving for is connection. So I love that because it's like I was craving connection and I know that I feel so much better. It raises your oxytocin. So
Does.
this is
Yep.
fun to have things conversation one to one or one to many. That's what brings me more joy. Anyhow, today I wanted you to share with me um, so you went over through the R3, the metabolism reset. So I wanted
Yes.
to know, what were you feeling before the metabolism reset? So people that hear this is like they know it, like, is it for me? Is it not? Is it complicated? Blah, 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 right? But what were you feeling before the metabolism reset?
Oh, I had some extra weight hanging on me, especially through my middle. Um, I felt tired a lot. Um, I've always been a pretty good eater, but I was also adding, I think, things that were not so great for me, like alcohol. I like some wine or a little, probably snacking on some things I shouldn't have. But I've always been kind of aware of how I eat. But I thought some days I hardly eat anything or I eat very little and nothing budged. Like I didn't see anything coming off of me. And like I said, I just knew I needed to try something. Um, I had done some other programs in the past, and yes, the that program did work. But that was 4 or 5 years ago, and then things just started creeping up on me again. So, and my husband too was at a place, and I thought this would be something great that we could do together. I was going to do it regardless. I mean, if he
Yes.
didn't do it, but he benefited very much from this. So I was glad we were able to do it together. In fact, we just talked today that I think we're going to do another one, another 6 week kind of reset. We're going to do that starting next week. So, yeah.
Awesome. Actually, I'm going to lead one starting in September 15th. So,
Nice.
yes, so that's awesome. But going to that, well, that kind of answered my question of what helped you make the decision. But what was most helpful for you?
I loved it. Well, first of all, I joined a good group. So it was very, very well planned with a lot of information that made it's kind of simple. It was a lot of information, but it was simplified information. So it's very, to me, it is a very, very, very easy plan to follow. And I also love that you're not under any kind of obligation to purchase any kind of foods if you don't want to, or packaged foods. That was part of my other program. It was a lot of packaged foods, and I just really didn't like that. It's just so easy with the different list to kind of stick to one and not the other. And I also learned so much about what I need to get in my body and when that I was not doing right before. So it was just it was so easy to follow and easy on your wallet, I would say, compared to some other programs. So it was like, all right.
Absolutely love that. That is easy on your wallet because talking about stress, right? We do not want to stress our body. We want
Oh,
to de-stress our body. And when it's heavy on our wallet, that is stressful already. So that is takes away from trying to lose the weight. And it's not only lose the weight. So if you not only did, how much weight did you lose? I'm curious.
so right. I lost 11 pounds and my husband, I think, lost 18. Um, I will say that, it's an adjustment if you're not used to eating this certain way the first few days and you're adjusting to it. I mean, I never got a headache. I think my husband had one day, and you just have to kind of get through that first. And I'm sure you can explain this better, Micah. Just get through that part. But then it's like day 4, my energy was was incredible. And my sleep, I cannot believe how great my sleep became, and It wasn't that I was craving or hungry. I think I even texted you and I said, I don't even miss some of these things that I thought I would miss. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And another thing, I'm just going to say it because I was floored by it, is how regular my system, my digestive tract became with elimination. And I just thought, this is also good. Yeah.
Yes. And that alone, doesn't it make you feel much even better because now you're regular, you're sleeping better,
Yes.
you're digesting better, you're pooping better, right? We need
Yes.
that because it's toxicity that we need to take
Yes.
out of our system.
I mean, it was so interesting. Not only the more regularity, but but just how different it was. It's just yes, it was amazing.
Mm,
So we, like I said, I loved it so much. Gonna do it again. So yes,
yes. And you did it with your husband, not
yes,
alone.
right.
How was that impactful?
For well, accountability, really good accountability, just in home accountability. And I will say this: my husband never plugged in to the group.
Uh-huh.
That's him. He relied on me a lot to inform him and help him, and he just listened and went along with it. I mean, he really had a goal to mostly lose weight, but I noticed how he was not coming home so much from work and just kind of crashing in his chair so much. He was actually able to come home and talk to me and not need that afternoon nap that he seemed to always need. And he was actually able to work out lunches with the program. Like he'd come home and say, "Well, I ate these things and they're all on this right list, right?" I said, "Yes, you did." So it worked really well for him being out of the house, out of me preparing a lunch or whatever, and he could pick from a menu and still stick to the plan very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is beautiful to hear that how simple it is and how it opened up for even your relationship, right? Now more energy, probably more conversation, more alignment.
That and just feeling better and knowing that, oh yay, now I can start wearing some of these clothes that have been so tight or just so uncomfortable or I never even could put on. He had quite a few of those and nice he has nicer clothes than I do. And I thought, you want to get back in those. I know you do. Plus we have some events coming up that we were of course motivated for some of those to look we started looking. We want to look better, but the feeling better is just like come in and like it's worth it to me just to feel better, not even really worry about what the number on the scale says.
So if you were not worried about the scale number, what do you feel that you created with this?
Better habits, like better understanding of, yes, I need to get some protein in me in the morning and how much more protein my body needs that I don't think I was giving myself enough of. Um, there are certain sources that I just won't eat. I just can't. I cannot do cottage cheese. I wish I could because it's a great source. But I love eggs. So, I could do egg. I mean, I made it. I never woke up and thought, ugh, I gotta eat this again. Ugh, I gotta eat. I just varied what I liked enough.
Hmm.
And it just like again made me so aware of fueling my body a little bit, not a lot, and doing it a little bit more regularly so that my metabolism and my blood sugar, I know this is the biggest thing, keeping my blood sugar more balanced so I'm not spiking up and down with things.
Yeah,
And I
it's
will
more.
say, just that's when the weight really started coming off. And again, I think I was probably eating a few more calories than I had been when nothing was coming off. It was just the right way of eating with the right foods, you know.
Yeah, and kind of at the right times. Were you eating
Yes.
late at night, or how many meals were you doing?
Really, probably S I had to kinda work hard to get the protein in the morning. I tend to be a morning person that just enjoys a coffee for about an hour and a half and don't really feel hungry, don't want to eat, but I got myself out of that habit because I knew that's what I needed to do. So within an hour, could have something, and then I guess I had 3 or 4, smaller things, and definitely one, you know, vegetables and salad and protein to like a dinner type thing. And then in the evenings, I might nibble on a protein bar or maybe put the protein powder I like in like a decaf coffee or something warm. But I didn't find it was really hard at night even. I could drink even a hot herbal tea, and that kind of can do it for me too without anything, added.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, when you stick to it, you really see how it works, and the more it works, the more you want it to work, so you stay motivated,
Yeah. Did that open up for like more energy for more exercise, more activity, more?
Definitely for me in the mornings. I have found that I'm still not as quite energetic in the afternoons. Not sure, it could be my thyroid. I have some thyroid, autoimmune. I definitely felt in the mornings just great. And I really had not had a lot to eat. It was just that morning protein, and then got out walking my dog. And that's I will say too, I am not a lover of exercising. I wish I were. But I found that I just love walking, and I did love some of the videos I had access to in the Facebook group,
Yeah.
um, to do some just strength with my arms, and just very easy things to do at home. I mean, really easy, not complicated, not to go to a gym. Made it very enjoyable. I did enjoy those.
Yeah. And the best thing is so affordable. And
Very.
what what opened up for you like in your life because you did this?
I think, well, I had a lot of affirmation based on people noticing, wow, I haven't seen you in a while. You look great. I don't know that people necessarily knew I had lost weight. They just saw something different. Um, and just my feeling better about going out in a crowd and conversing with people, just feeling more confident, I guess. Um, and knowing in long term, this is so much better for me to get a hold of this now, because I want to be one of those grandmas. I am a grandma, but I really want to in the future grandma years, because I've got some other ones who can have some babies for me too. And I want to have the energy for those grandchildren. I really do. I don't want to be just, there's grandma. She's taking her afternoon nap. I want to be doing that. I want to be, running around with them.
Yes.
So,
That's awesome that you mentioned that because that is me. That is my biggest desire is like to grow up, like to be
yeah.
energetic till the last day of my life and enjoy my grandkids and be able to have the mind, like mental health to be there to share stories with them, to play around with them, to go travel with them.
Yes,
So that's why
exactly.
I feel it's so important at women in this midlife to really take care of ourselves because
Yes.
it makes a difference for the future. So what we do not take care right now, it won't like.
Yeah, we really can't band-aid things. I mean, things crop up as we get older. All of a sudden, we might have a new diagnosis. I mean, that has happened with me with autoimmune, but it's not a question of, oh, add this new medication. It's get to like, why did that develop? Or, can we revert? And I've had one of my autoimmunes completely go away. That's crazy. And that was not due to medication. That was just, I think it's my change in lifestyle. And I I now really like the way a plate of good roasted vegetables and a salad with very little, you don't have to just gob it with a lot of dressing and fattening things on the salad. I love the way they taste now. I love the taste of food. I love it, all the colors on my plate. I don't get tired of eating that. I really don't.
Yeah. And that's so funny that you said that. It's like your coloring, like everything brightened up and even your taste buds
Hmm.
changed, right? Because
Yes.
now you're kind of craving those good
Yes.
flavors. Yeah.
Exactly. And I remember texting you on that. I said, I don't even feel like I'm craving some of these things that I know I shouldn't be eating. I'm really wanting just the good stuff that I've been eating. That's
Yeah.
kind of wild. Yeah.
kind of wild. And that's why I wanted to share that with me and with everyone that listens to this, because it's a game changer. And 6 weeks, do you feel that 6 weeks were worth the investment in time?
Oh, yes, for sure. And they say, I mean, when you start it, some people drop it pretty quickly. Some people everybody's body will do something differently. I mean, you have to be true to the program and true to yourself. Like, you can't be telling yourself little lies that you're really doing it when you're not. But it's kind of interesting in the end, how when you're reintegrating some other things that you weren't eating for maybe the first 2, 3 weeks, you don't really need a lot. You don't even, to this day, we still don't eat potatoes. Rarely, rarely. We still don't eat rice. Like, it's just like not something I have to add to my plates. If I do every once in a while, it's not a big deal. I continue to maintain my weight loss. And have I added some alcohol? Yes, I will have my glass of wine sometimes, or, a beer or whatever. Um, Something sweet. If I want a ice cream scoop, okay, I'll do that. But I have kept my weight very maintained. So I'm real happy.
And how long did you finish the first reset? How long ago?
Okay, I was thinking about this because I knew you might ask me that. We started it the 1st of June, the June 3rd is when we
Okay.
started. So it
Yeah.
was that 6-week period, what, to mid-July, right?
Yeah.
And so we've been off of it 5 weeks. But like I said, I have a little bit more weight I would like to get off. I know it'll work because it worked the first time, and my husband does also. So that's why we feel like instead of maintaining, which is great because we are able to add more things back in and enjoy and not gain weight, it'd just be nice to now reset, drop the rest, and we can maintain that lower weight. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
So yeah. So what would you say to someone who is like in like doubt, like
mhm.
in the verge of, okay, I want to do this, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, or that is
Right.
wanting change, what would you say to them?
Right. Yes, I think sometimes people want something, a quick fix, like, oh, I'm just gonna take a magic, vitamin or something that'll just make me lose this weight. But it's really a lifestyle of eating change. And it doesn't mean that you can never have all, the foods you crave or, whatever that you like, the sweets, or it just means that you eat them less. And when you do eat them, you will really enjoy them, and you have just a great longevity of health. I think one, it's very affordable. Like, you're not buying this food program where you're having to get a box of pre-packaged foods and stick to that. I think people's money's tight. I mean, really tight right now, so to unload that kind of money and not even know if it works. That's why I would tell somebody this is like I'm gonna say a no-brainer, but I am gonna say it, a no-brainer, that it's so reasonable to start. And then it's a simple, simple plan, and you have a variety. I mean, that list is not just 15 things you can choose from. It's a front and back list of all these foods in different categories. Things that I could never eat on my former plan, I could eat on this. So I was super happy. And I did not find it to be difficult. I think too, you want to plan ahead. Like, you really want to think, and the group helped me do that. All the encouragement and the coaching in the group would say, okay, it's time to meal plan. Don't just be reacting to your day. You want to plan out your day so you know exactly how you're going to eat. And it just makes things work so smoothly. Sometimes I think, oh, wait, it's time to eat again. Yay. I mean, I just forgot to.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
it,
really a very simple system to follow.
it's kind of giving you permission. I think women were kind of so tight and rigid to so many things that it gives you the permission to be flexible
Yes.
and to try new things and to discover with like joy, right? And
Yes.
increase your palate,
Hmm.
your taste buds, because we're numb with the alcohol, with the sugar, with the processed foods. We become numb and we do not
You're
even
right.
taste things anymore. So now it's like, now you taste something like Brussels sprouts and beets and
Right.
things, and it like it tastes so delicious.
And really, not to mention, just your gut health is incredible with this program. A lot of people
Wow.
have gut health problems, and this is just like it will. It'll smooth it out. Yep.
When you have a good gut, you have a good brain. And now
Yes.
you're working towards preventing
Yes.
uh, mental illness, right?
And
Which
a good immune system with the
and the
gut
immune
health.
system. So thank you so much for
You're
sharing
so
this. This is
welcome.
huge, and hopefully everybody learned something new.